Your trade of the day here brought to you by Day Trade the World as always. I wish I could say it was Tesla short at basically any price that you want, but AMC, APE, there was big news this morning. There's going to be a reverse split and then a transformation of the APE shares from one class to another. And you'll see the reaction of the stocks here. So, APE ends up going, usually I'll go a higher time frame for one, but this is a pure scalp trade. So a little easier to just give you an idea of the lay of the land. When the news dropped, you had an initial massive boom to the upside in APE. A corresponding, hey, we are diluting, so let's go to the downside. It's not a good thing when you do a reverse split, generally speaking. And then we go to the downside on AMC. Now, if you catch the first move, fantastic. Sean had the long in front of a buck. I believe it was about 105, 110 on APE. That's a great long. Once it was the retracement trade, it was where are the buyers and sellers coming in a liquidity vacuum. So no liquidity all the way in here. This is pre-market, like 8:30 in the morning, and then suddenly the buyers step in at about 380. Now, 4 is a pretty good psychological level, and you're going to see right here all the activity on the $4 range. So essentially what would happen is as it approached 4, there were large buyers on the bid, 97, 98. It would get above 401, 402, come back down. The buyers would reestablish. The second I was able to notice that, it's scalp, take a breakout, just get in and out as fast as possible. It then starts challenging lower. This is where it gets pretty interesting. Keep calm. Focus on one thing. I'm just only looking at the tape in level 2 with another break of that $4 level and put in a bit of a higher low. Now, right here, once we reclaimed 4, about 10 minutes after this had happened, that's when it got really strong above that level. So decided if the size shows up again, I'm going to go for the long trade. Now, there's one mistake that obviously gets made. You'll see exactly what happened. Is the way that it worked. I'm just literally offering as it goes up. Anybody stacks in the offer, join. And then it goes up to about 420 and pure explosion to the high. Did not hold on to enough shares, no question about it, because I'm looking for the 4, 4.25. I'm like, yeah, that's probably good enough. It's bad news. Stock's going to come down at some point. It goes all the way up to 450. Get the wick out. Thankfully, when we see it reject 450, just jump out of the trade to be sure. I do eventually start shorting it. One breakdown that I instantly was like, no, do not want to be shorting it this low. It looks like it's trending to the upside. Could have gone long, but I just aborted the short at least. But then once it started rejecting these highs, I liked that halt price. So it halts here to the upside at 460 and then rejects the high. And that's a setup that I'm generally a pretty big fan of. Like you halt to the upside on bad news, you get a consolidation, reject the top, short underneath, but it couldn't break VWAP. When it retests the halt price, I short that price again, can't break VWAP. Well, when you don't break the trend to the upside and then you break that channel, what am I going to do? I'm going to go long when it breaks this top, which is that same halt resistance. Scalp it to the previous high at 480, which happened to be a decent level. If you pop the 15-minute chart up, you'll see last week 480 a pretty good level, or this week 480 a good level. Then it does a capitulation candle on me and I get all of it out. The lesson here is when there's flash news, if you miss that first move, you've got to go into mode of finding out where their liquidity is going to be. It was pretty obvious if you're watching that it was at $4, just a matter of which direction you want to play. I like the long off that level. Once it halted, then it set up another trade, both short off the halt price, and then long when it breached it. On a day where the market has been just basically trending down, this was giving you some more traditional scalp, directional momentum trading if you didn't happen to have just the flush all day long in major tech stocks. So there's your trade of the day, brought to you as always by Day Trade the World. It's AMC.